Hey, so I guess I may be like a little bit late to the party, but the Dragon Ball FighterZ like fighter pack for season 3 was announced the other day. And since we already knew going in that there was going to be Ultra Instinct Goku added to the slate, when we saw Kefla, it was very easy to assume that she was like the main attraction for that. And then they had three mystery characters behind her, and it's like, okay, so Ultra Instinct Goku would just be one of those three. But turns out he was a different one. Or no, I'm stupid. I had that backwards. Ultra Instinct Goku was shown off first, and then Kefla turned out to be another secret, like fifth character for this pass. I'm so stupid. Point is, we know that we're getting Kefla first. We're getting her in a couple days, and then we're getting Ultra Instinct Goku. Now, that being the case, we've seen that like he's got some dodge moves as you would expect for Ultra Instinct Goku to have, because that's the whole Ultra Instinct thing. I don't exactly know how he's gonna play. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if they end up buffing him or nerfing him after he comes out. There's all a lot that we have to see. Now, there's a lot of Gokus in the game already, because you have GT Goku, Base Goku, Super Saiyan 1 Goku, Super Saiyan God Goku. Well, no, not Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, I'm sorry. And Goku Black, if you want to count him. And then if you want to get down to fusions, there's Merged Zamasu, Gogeta, and Vegito. And now they're adding Ultra Instinct Goku. So there's already a lot of Gokus, but they all bring something different to the table. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what Ultra Instinct Goku has to offer. But what I want to talk about is the other three mystery characters, like who those might be. And I'm going to throw out a couple. I don't just have three ideas because that's just really, that's kind of silly, right? Like, it's going to be really hard to try to pin down exactly what these characters are going to be, who they turn out to be, and all that goodness stuff. But I just want to toss out a couple of ideas. Now, things to consider, right? This game's roster completely ignores canon, right? Because we had DBZ Broly like a year before DBS Broly was even a thing. So we don't have to worry too much about that. I mean, Cooler's in it, Janemba's in it, fucking GT Goku's in it, and GT was decanonized forever ago, like shortly after it first came out, I think. I actually don't know. If you know, was GT decanonized shortly after its release, or closer to when this new Akira Toriyama era of Dragon Ball started? That's what I want to know. But what I'd like to talk about is like the fact that Broly, Janemba, and Cooler are three fan favorite movie villains, and that's why I feel like they got to breach the gap between non canon and being in fighters. And along that same vein, keeping that same energy, there's a couple other movie villains that are actually like really freaking cool. For example, Turles. Now, does he look exactly like Goku? Sure, but I mean, he's not the same. He could have like a Tree of Might thing. There could be. I don't know. I don't really make these. I don't make these games. Okay, I don't even analyze them to the point where I could like try to predict what a character's moveset could be. I just play them and I learn how they work. That's it. But I think that Turles could be an interesting addition to the game. I would honestly really like to see him in there, because he hasn't been in a game since Raging Blast 2. I don't think. I don't even think he was in Ultimate Tenkaichi. If I'm wrong about that, go ahead and tell me. I don't know anything about Xenoverse, so I have no clue who's in Xenoverse. I'm just going based on what I've played. I haven't seen him in a game since Raging Blast 2. Now, another non-canon movie villain that could be really cool to see is Android 13. Not just base 13. I'm talking Super 13 after he absorbs the chips from... Is it 12 and 14? I think so. It might be 11 and 12, or it might be 12 and 14. I really don't remember, but that's when he like turns blue and he has the orange hair and he's like, blah, that sort of thing. Now, as far as like other movie villains go, there's not too many that would really be all that interesting. Like Lord Slug, nobody cares. Garlic Jr., nobody cares. Hirudegarn can't work. I just really can't see this gigantic kaiju functioning as a playable character in this game. This isn't a Gundam game. You can't use Big Zam type characters. So as much as a lot of people really like Hirudegarn, you can't use him. Who else is there? I'm actually blanking, like, hardcore. Who am I thinking about? Bojack. That's his name. Bojack. Bojack is another character that just really isn't that popular among Dragon Ball fans. Like, the reason that Cooler and Broly stick out in the minds of so many fans is because, like, Cooler shows up, he's like, oh, I'm gonna get revenge for my brother, and then he breaks out this new ascended past final form that looks really awesome, and he gets Kamehameha into the sun. Like, he was defeated in a really dynamic way. He has a super cool design. His story is cool. It makes sense. There's even like a preservation of nature type message in that movie, which a lot of people may or may not like. Broly, another fan favorite. I mean, he's kind of just been around for so long, so of course they can't make a Dragon Ball fighting game and not put Broly in it. There would be hell to pay. Now, Janemba, I feel like he may have only been added to the game. Now, keep in mind, I haven't played Janemba. I don't have him. I have everybody except for Videl, Janemba, and Jiren. The thing about Janemba is he has this particle effect teleportation technique that he uses, and I feel like I haven't even fought against him now I think about it. I feel like that might have a lot to do with how he could play. Like, maybe he teleports around. I don't know. He's got a sword, though. That's pretty cool. One of 2 characters to have a sword in this game. Apart from that, I can't really think of why he would be in the game. Fusion Reborn is a cool Dragon Ball movie, but I feel like it's remembered more for the fact that Gogeta shows up, rather than so much the fact that Janemba is the bad guy. Because Goku and Vegeta had only fused with the Potara earrings, and they had not used the Metamoran fusion dance. So that's the whole purpose of that movie. It's a lot like how DBS Broly existed, partially to make Broly canon, but also to make Gogeta canon, because he's a fan favorite character. Now, alternate versions of the same characters that we have. I want to talk about that for a second. Metacooler. Right? Metacooler, I think that could be a thing. Either Metacooler or Mecha Frieza. We don't need both of them at all. We could just do one. But I think that because we didn't get to see Mecha Frieza do anything, like he came back and he died immediately, since we didn't get to see him do anything on screen, I think it would be really just like whatever you want to do. You can give him any kind of move you want. I mean, he probably functioned very similarly to Frieza, but like he could have like bionic enhancements to some of his moves or whatever. You can just do whatever you want. Metacooler, very similar. But since there's a whole movie about him, just have some stuff from the movie. I actually really don't remember how that movie goes very well, unfortunately. Another alternate version of a character. Since Goku from GT is in it, and he can turn Super Saiyan 4 to do one move, it's the Dragon Fist, though. I mean, like, everybody loves the Dragon Fist. I kind of want to see Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is, like, the coolest thing that happened on Dragon Ball GT, and I kind of want to see him in the game. But I mean, if they're going to do more than one version of Gogeta, they have to do more than one version of Vegito, which I also wouldn't mind. But they don't have to do that right now. Is there anything else from GT that? Yeah. I was thinking about like other characters from GT that could be in it. I would like Baby Vegeta, because I think there's so many versions of Goku that we need maybe a couple more versions of Vegeta to balance things out. Because again, if you count fusions, we've only got base Vegeta, Blue Vegeta, Super Saiyan 1 Vegeta, Gogeta, and Vegito. That's still 4 under how many Gokus there are. So I think adding another Vegeta would be kind of cool. I mean, we have a GT Goku. Why don't we have a GT Vegeta? Right? And apart from that, you could also, if you want, add Sin Shenron. I think Sin Shenron's a pretty cool villain. I think he's probably a lot of people's favorite villain from GT, so I would like to see him in another game. I can't even think of the last time he was in a game. I know he was in Tenkaichi 3, but I don't remember if that was the last time he was in a game. So I feel like I'm not the only one that would like to see him again, you know? Now, going away from Z and GT, Super, the thing about Super, there's not that many like popular characters. And that being the case, they're all in the game already. Jiren is in the game. Kefla is getting added to the game. I don't like Kefla. Kaba would be cool, but I feel like you're getting the same thing from Kefla that you would get from Kaba, just a Universe 6 Saiyans to change things up. There's really no huge deal with with Kaba. There's no real reason to add him to the game. Gogeta is in it. Broly's in it. Zamasu is in it. Goku Black is in it. Beerus is in it. Frieza can become Golden Frieza for one move. So there's really, like, there's nothing from the entirety of Super that's, like, that pressing that isn't in the game already. So, I mean, like, who do you want, Toppo? You want Toppo in the game? I don't think you want Toppo. Who cares? Champa, Vados, like, no. So there's really nothing to say about Super. So all we could really do is go back in time to Dragon Ball. Now, we have Piccolo, but we don't have, and I don't think we've ever had in a game, Demon King Piccolo. Like the old Piccolo, the evil one that Goku killed. Imagine, right? He's got this move where he gets huge and he grabs you and he just like slams you into the ground and blows you up, takes half your health, right? I think you might like that idea. Piccolo in that form, I don't think has ever been in like a modern game. Maybe if there's games about Dragon Ball specifically, but the thing about me is I was born 4 years after Dragon Ball Z ended and almost 15 years after Dragon Ball started. So it's like, it's ridiculous. Apart from that, maybe you could have like, well, Android 8's not really that big a deal. And neither is anybody from the World Tournament arc. Maybe Arale. I mean, she'd be pretty cool. There's not that many small fry characters in the game. There's Gotenks, there's Krillin. I think that's it. Because one of the things about Dragon Ball games is that there's always been this dynamic that some characters are just so short that attacks go over them, which I like that FighterZ doesn't really have that sort of thing, but sometimes there's a problem with certain characters being way too tall and their hitboxes are kind of busted, but we don't have to worry about that. I like Arale. She's a little cyborg girl. Having a cyborg girl in this game could add anything you want. She could have just this huge, wide array of moves, and what do you do? Now, as far as like the longevity of doing this format of having fighter packs for this game, I don't really know how long it can last, because sure, there's still a lot of Dragon Ball characters out there, like that I didn't even talk about in this video. Like there's Pilaf and Mai, and there's Bulma, I guess, because maybe she has capsules. I don't think Chaozu's in the game. There's Raditz. Like, if you really want to reach, there's plenty of Dragon Ball characters. Dodoria, Zarbon. Dude, what's happening to me? Oh, boy. Hold on. I was thinking about something earlier. Am I okay? Hold on. Right, because I was thinking about how in this game there's Android 16, 17, 18, Cell, and 21. I don't care if you don't want to count Cell as an Android. Cell's an Android. So they could do 19 or 20. I really doubt that they would do 19, so maybe Dr. Gero could be a character in the future. What was I thinking about earlier? Oh, that's why I was thinking about Android 13, because, like, aren't there a bunch of androids in the game already? Like, yeah, but there's still more androids that could be in the game. I don't know what happened to me. Sometimes I think about these video topics, like, when I'm in the bathroom. So sometimes things get away from me in between that moment and this moment. So please do not I've received a PlayStation notification, so I'm going to wrap this up. Let me know in the comments who you think should be added to the game, or who you think will be added to the game. And I'd love to see what you think. And if you agree with me, that's cool too. I would definitely like to see, if I had to narrow it down to 3 that were probably definitely going to be in this fighter pack, I would say I really want to say Baby Vegeta, because I think that would just blow everybody's minds. I want to say Android 13, and I want to say Arale. I think those are the 3 most likely characters to be added to this fighter pack. So We'll see what happens in the next few months. We'll see if I'm right. I might come back and talk about it later. Who knows? But until then, I'll see you in the future.